What is nihilism? The idea of nihilism might seem very complicated to most of us. Nihilism means believing that life doesn't have any real value or meaning. Initially, nihilism might seem sad and awful, but it can actually make you feel more free. When you understand that life doesn't have a big purpose or ultimate truth, you don't have to worry about finding one anymore. You can create your own meaning and purpose based on what you believe in and what you want to achieve. Nihilism means living life to the fullest without worrying about societal rules or sticking to a fixed plan. It reminds us that we are only here for a short time, so we should make the most of it and have fun. Not everyone likes nihilism, and it's important to remember that everyone sees life in their own way. If you're feeling confused or unsure about your place in the world, it might be helpful to look into nihilist beliefs and see if they resonate with you. Maybe this experience will make you feel more free and give you a new sense of where to go in life. The philosophy of nihilism comes with a natural danger. When some people believe that the world has no built-in purpose, they might start thinking that nothing is worth doing, life has no point, and they question why they should put effort into anything. Nihilism can sometimes be a freeing philosophy, but it's important to understand the risks it presents. Thinking this way can lead to not caring or being negative, which is a big danger. It's possible to start feeling hopeless or give up if nothing in life seems to have meaning or value. This may lead to feeling unmotivated and disconnected from everything around you. Nihilism can also encourage a mindset where morals can change and there are no set principles or truths. This is risky because it can lead to not taking responsibility and not caring about other people's safety. Nihilism can also make you feel lonely because it can be difficult to communicate with people who have different beliefs about life and the world. This can make us feel alone and disconnected from what's around us. Although it is an interesting idea to think about, it's important to remember that there are different ways to live. We may not have a built-in reason or goal in life, but we can still be happy and satisfied by the connections we make with others and the experiences we have. This reminds us to see things in a balanced way and stay focused. We can decide to think about it in a better way. We can view the world like a book that is easy to understand. When we feel like life is meaningless, we can choose what gives our life meaning and live it the way we want. It is our decision to choose between these two directions, but the positive path has a better chance of leading to a joyful life. If a person has a strong reason to live, they can handle any difficult situation. Nihilism and the meaning of life. To put it simply, I think life doesn't have any purpose. I think that the only place meaning exists is in the human mind. It's not something you discover in the large, vast world. It originates from inside. I think that you give importance to things in the world. You get to choose what is important and what isn't. So, after that, you have to take on a specific level of responsibility. You get to decide what your purpose is. You have to do it yourself. You need to make a choice. That's the starting point. It's your responsibility. A person doesn't just exist, but is always making choices about their life and what they want to become in the future. Similarly, every person has the ability to change at any moment. A man was kept in Nazi concentration camps until 1945. A man with a mental health background who had the special ability to understand and describe the behaviors and traits of the people he was locked up with. He noticed that some of the prisoners made their suffering worse in tough situations, but others found ways to make it easier. The situation was the same, but the way people thought about it was different, and thinking is something we can choose to change. The person we will be learning about was a man called Viktor Frankl, who was a prisoner of war. Frankl was a Jewish doctor who lived in Vienna during World War II. In September 1942, he found himself forced into living in the Jewish ghettos. In October 1944, Frankl and his wife were taken to Auschwitz to go through some procedures. That would be the end of their meetings. Finding optimistic nihilism. Even though Frankl was going through a lot of pain, he used his knowledge in psychotherapy to understand how people behaved in the concentration camps. He found out that one thing consistently helped prisoners cope with suffering and greatly improved their chances of staying alive, having a sense of purpose or importance. Frankl wrote a small but impactful book called Man's Search for Meaning. In this book, he explains how we can avoid feeling hopeless and meaningless when we're going through tough times. For me, this is one of the deepest books I have ever read. I will provide a link below, and I suggest you read it. This link serves as a reminder of the bad things people are capable of, but also offers insight into finding deeper meaning, strength, and hope. One important thing he noticed was that the men around him needed to have a purpose or reason to live. He was amazed at how much his words could support and encourage his fellow prisoners to stay strong during their difficult times, and they were even able to find humor in their situation. In simpler terms, mental health depends on feeling a certain amount of pressure. This pressure comes from the difference between what we have accomplished and what we still need to do, or the difference between who we are now and who we want to be in the future. Every person experiences tension, and it is necessary for good mental health. We should not hesitate to give man a purpose to achieve. We can only make him want to find meaning in life when it's hidden inside him. I think it's a mistaken belief about taking care of our minds that suggests what people most need is a state of balance or stability without any tension. What people truly need is not to be completely free from tension, but rather to have a meaningful goal or task that they can work hard towards willingly. What he wants is not just to release stress no matter what, but to find a purpose that is waiting for him to achieve it. We do our best when we have just the right amount of pressure. A place where we can appreciate what we have accomplished in the past and also strive to reach our full potential. When we feel this pressure, our mental well-being improves as we are motivated to achieve a goal. Just like many other things, this is about finding the right balance. If you don't do enough, you will feel lazy and not care about things. When we have an excessive amount of something, it can harm our mental and physical health and make us spread ourselves too thin. We are all different, and the right balance for you will be special to you. You need to search for it. While Frankl was in Auschwitz and other camps, he saw that the men's lives depended on whether they had something important to live for. He observed that people who had a strong reason or a deeper meaning for living were more likely to stay alive than those who did not. In the camps, this was really a very serious and important matter that could mean people's lives were at stake. A person's purpose helped them see the way during tough times. How to fight destructive nihilism. Thankfully, we have much more comfortable lives today compared to Jewish prisoners of war in the 1940s. So although meaning might not be the most important thing in life, nowadays purpose is more about experiencing pain and feeling good. It's still very important. When we know what we want to achieve, we will also discover that we are better at handling tough times and bad luck. Having a purpose helps us deal with difficult situations because it gives us a reason to keep going and handle the hardship. When our lives go through tough times and we face challenges and difficulties, we need to be like a guiding light that gives us hope and helps us stay focused on our goals. Without having a reason or goal, the difficulties we face can make us feel overwhelmed and discouraged. There is no guiding light or strong motivation that tells us to stay on track and stay strong during difficult times. In Frankl's situation, he noticed that when people didn't have a sense of purpose, they would lose hope, give in to their circumstances, and tragically die. In our situation, many people around us will feel anxious, sad, or without purpose because of this lack of meaning. Nihilism means thinking that the world doesn't have a clear purpose. Even if this is true, we still need to create our own purpose in life. If we search for it somewhere else, we might never locate it. It begins with us. Frankl also said that looking for meaning in life may cause inner discomfort instead of inner peace. However, this tension is necessary for mental well-being. I believe that there is nothing better in the world than knowing that your life has meaning. This knowledge can help you survive even in the worst circumstances. Nietzsche's words mean that when we have a strong reason or purpose to live, we can endure and overcome any challenges or difficulties that come our way. Life can be tough sometimes, and it's easier to handle if we're going through difficulties for a good reason or a bigger goal. For instance, our purpose might be to help others, start a family, write a book, create music, perform in theater, play sports, or cook. Take a look at parents who have low-paying and sometimes more than one job, just to make sure there is enough food for their children. They have a reason, and it helps them cope with their discomfort. No matter what we decide to do, we need to have a clear intention and purpose in mind, so that we can have that tall building with a strong light on top that guides ships and warns them of danger. The main thing is to find a purpose so that you don't get trapped in pain with no optimism. Frankl wrote that each person has a specific job or purpose in life. Everyone has tasks they must complete. He cannot be replaced, and his life cannot happen again. Thus, everyone has their own unique task and opportunity to accomplish it. If you are having a hard time understanding things or don't know what to do first, don't stress too much. Just keep searching. We can choose a different direction whenever we want. Man does more than just exist. He always chooses what his life will be like and what he will become in the future. Similarly, each person has the liberty to change at any moment.